Let's get homeschooled as Anthony Recker and Sal Licata joined the show. Sal, I figured you'd be a little disappointed after a one-run loss to the Reds, but the rumor in the newsroom is you're feeling optimistic.
Oh, I mean, how could you not, Maria? What'd you expect from the Mets tonight? They go out there, stock taking the mound, then he has to leave early in the game again. I mean, in that ballpark, I was shocked that the Mets were actually competitive in that game throughout and that they had a chance to win the game. And yeah, okay, you can nitpick and McNeil grounding them a double play and leaving four guys on, or Nimmo against the lefty, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. But overall, the resiliency of this group, the fact that they're winning some of these games, and I know that they lost last night, but the fact that they're winning some of these games while they've been ravaged here with injury, while they've been struggling, that says something. And even in a game where I had zero expectations going in after the crazy game that you saw, the comeback yesterday, to go out there tonight and compete all the way to the end where they had a legitimate chance to win the game. Yeah, I think it's something to be positive about this team's resiliency, even in a loss.
I thought they'd pull off another comeback, but Reck, nonetheless, the Mets were put in a tough spot once again with their lack of starting pitching depth. Acting GM Zach Scott said rotation help is their top priority with the trade deadline next week. Do they need to act sooner rather than later?
It seems like it. I'm not going to hit the panic button. That's never been, in the offseason, I wasn't worried about going out and getting guys early right away because, look, this stuff tends to shake itself out. The guys who, are available and become, a little bit cheaper, shall we say, as time goes on, tend to be the better deals, the smarter deals. And I think in this situation, the team obviously needs some help. They need it soon. So I think there's nothing wrong with going out and at least getting an arm soon. But if you're looking to make a splash and get a bigger type starter, then perhaps you need to wait that out a little bit longer, but make that earlier move for someone who can at least eat up innings for you, because right now this team's struggling with that.
Speaking of which, Sal, our SNY Twitter account posted this trade proposal for Jose Berrios Tuesday. It has the Mets giving up 3 prospects, including shortstop Ronnie Mauricio and current starter Tylor Megill. How much would you be willing to give up for Berrios?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up Megill right now. He's been a mainstay in the rotation. And I also don't, and look, I know Berrios is good and he's under control, so he's going to be a prize piece for whoever does get him, if in fact he is on the move. The Mets don't need that. To Anthony's point, they need guys who could go out there and eat innings. If I'm going all in on a move, it's going to be for a closer or a legitimate bullpen arm. I know they don't think they need a closer, well, I do. And a big-time bat. They'll be fine with the starting rotation. DeGrom will be back sooner than later, and then you're talking about one spot. Maybe Carrasco comes back and can be effective. Maybe not, but then you're talking about filling a 5th spot. You don't need a top-of-the-rotation guy. And not to mention they're going to be giving Megill, who's actually been really good in New York, to start his career. So no, I'm not doing that deal for Berrios. I know how good he is. To me, that's not the biggest need for the Mets, despite what everybody else is saying.
I can't do that deal either, Sal. I mean, and to me, it's all about Tylor Megill. You need this guy right now in your rotation. Even if Carrasco is coming back, you don't know if he's going to be able to, A, come back, and B, stay healthy. And then you have no idea whether or not Noah Syndergaard will be back at all. So you can't really count on either of those guys. So if you're going to give up a starter to get a starter, in my opinion, that just doesn't make sense, especially from what I've seen from Tylor Megill so far, in his short stint up in the big leagues.